Parshas Korach, Korach leads a rebellion against Moshe Rabbeinu. Rashi quotes a famous medrash about one of the claims and one of the arguments that Korach used when he was trying to foster this rebellion against Moshe. And the medrash goes as follows, that Korach brought a group of people who were wearing talis shekula shel tchelis, a talis that was all of tchelis, the blue-colored tchelis. Chayeves petitis opertura. Amar lehem, Moshe said, Chayeves. Hischil l'sachek alav. They began laughing at Moshe. Efshar talis shel min acher chut echad shel tchelis. Potra. Zu shet chulat tchelis lo tiftoras atzma. It doesn't make sense. If you have a beged, that's a normal, ordinary color, and you have one string of tchelis, so then that's enough. But if the whole beged is tchelis, then of course you shouldn't need a string of tchelis. And that was Korach's argument against Moshe, and he used that argument to stir up an attack against Moshe Rabbeinu. Now it's interesting, Korach had a point there. You know, logically speaking, if one string of tchelis is enough to make tzitzis pater, so it's a good question. How come the whole beged requires a string of tchelis? But Korach was wrong. And here's the very important message that we have to learn from this medrash and midrashim like it. Even if Korach had a good point, he had a good svara, but still, the Torah says what it says. The halacha is what it is. Moshe said to Korach, you have to have a string of tchelis. And even though it might not make so much sense from a logical perspective, but that's still the halacha. And that's a very important message. Judaism is fundamentally a rational religion. There are reasons for the mitzvos, and we're supposed to try to understand what we do and figure it out. It should make sense as best as possible, as much as possible. However, sometimes there are things we don't understand. And a major yesod of Yahadus is that if we don't understand the mitzvah, we do it anyway. Just because I don't understand the full reason for the mitzvah, I have to do the mitzvah anyway. And that was the tragic mistake, one of the tragic mistakes which Korach was making. We have to learn that message to not make that mistake which Korach was making. Even if we try to use our rational thinking and figure things out, but some things are beyond our understanding. And it's very striking that the Medrash was speaking about the mitzvah of tchelis. Rav Soloveitchik Zatzal, the Rav explains as follows, very interesting. Most of the strings of the tzitzis are white, and there's one string that's blue. What's the color of tchelis? Chazal say it's the color of the sky, the color of the ocean. What's the idea? Most of life, white. White symbolizes clarity, rational thinking. Most of life, things make sense, rational thinking. But some things in life are beyond understanding. How big is the ocean? It's very hard to have a rational grasp of how big the ocean is. The sky is up in Shemayim. It's a whole different... I don't have a handle on it. I can't exactly understand what the sky is all about. That's tchelis. Most of life is white, but sometimes there's tchelis. Sometimes there are things that are beyond our understanding. And that's why it fits beautifully. The Medrash says Korach used tzitzis as his example of trying to fight against Moshe, because he was missing the message of tzitzis. Tzitzis mostly white, but there is some tchelis. And that was exactly the mistake Korach made. We're supposed to try to understand things. We're supposed to try to figure things out, but some things are tchelis. Some things are beyond our understanding, and if it's beyond our understanding, we have to do the mitzvah anyway. This is one major lesson from the mistake, the tragic mistake which Korach made in his rebellion against Moshe Rabbeinu.